Pleasure to have Kari Lake on the program, running for the United States Senate from the state of Arizona, God willing. She'll take that seat. Kari Lake, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mark. I'm here in Yuma, Arizona, and we have a huge crowd out tonight of fellow Americans who are just fed up with what's going on. As a matter of fact, I said, I'm going to talk to Mark Levin. They said, please tell him hello. They love you down here in Yuma. And it's great to see so many Americans who are involved in our government. And not in our government, in our process of taking back our country. It's really, I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing.
You know, Kari Lake, you've come under attack, vicious assault, character assassination, time and time again, from the media, from the rhinos, from everybody else. You're trying to unite the party there in Arizona so he can actually take a Republican seat back. How is it going?
You know, it's going well, and we just have to realize what's at stake here. What's at stake is the very survival of our republic. And I am seeing people come over. I just had a great conversation with an independent voter. He said, I don't vote party, I vote candidate. And I'm impressed by what I saw tonight. I do see that you want to work to help our country, to make our country better, to finally get rid of some of the bad laws and make sure we're preventing more bad laws from being passed and save our country. So people are listening. They're very in tune to what's happening. I've got Republicans coming together who weren't with me. Maybe they were going to vote for Kirsten Sinema. Maybe before they were considered, I call them traditional Republicans, but others call them establishment. Listen, it's going to take us coming together to save our country. And I'm watching as President Trump and myself, he's being very conciliatory and trying to bring people together right now. But we got to remember, unity works both ways. And the people who aren't with him, the people who maybe have lost to him, they need to take a step inward as well and reach out. It can't just always be President Trump and me saying, hey, please come and let's unify. He's winning in huge, huge numbers right now. Record victories, record voter turnout. And the people who are losing to him need to come over and say, yeah, I do want to join with you to save our country. So I always say unity goes both ways. You extend the olive branch, but the person on the other side needs to reach out and grab it. And I hope we see more of that.
Now, the Democrat nominees tend to be way, way outside the Arizona belief system. Even for Democrats, they tend to be extremely radical. Who is running on the other side?
His name is Ruben Gallego. He's a congressman in downtown Phoenix right now. He's got one of the most liberal, constituencies in the whole state. But he's not a Democrat. I mean, I think of Democrat as the old school Democrats. He's not even like a Kirsten Sinema or a Mark Kelly Democrat, which is the Democrats we've had here in Arizona before. He is truly on the radical end of the spectrum. He was in the Progressive Caucus. He votes with AOC in the squad more than 95% of the time. He votes with Joe Biden 100% of the time. He calls the border wall stupid and said he'll never fund it. He's threatened ICE agents if they do their job enforcing immigration laws. And he actually thought it was a good idea to vote and push for a dollar increase on gasoline and the ability for states to ban gas-powered cars. I mean, that is not Arizona. That's not America. This is where he wants to send us, off the cliff into this lunacy of the left, and I think Arizona's waking up to it. I hope they all get involved and vote. This is not. This is a difference between light and dark here, to be honest. What he wants to push will end up having us in a communist state if we do not defeat these people. So I'm going to fight like hell to beat him. I've got some key endorsements, which I think do matter. President Trump endorsed me the minute I announced. I just earned and picked up the endorsement of Senator Mike Lee, Senator Rand Paul. I've got a lot of the fighters in Washington, D.C. who are coming behind me, and also some of the more traditional Republicans. John Barrasso, a senator, he's in leadership, has come out and endorsed me. We got to bring the people together to fight for our country, and that's what I intend to do when I get to Washington, D.C.
Well, I've gotten to know you a little bit. I don't think I've endorsed yet, now that I think about it. I would love to endorse you if it's not going to hurt you.
I would, well, I'm blown away. I would love to have your endorsement.
Well,
I would absolutely love it. Awesome. I'm going to put that out. That is breaking news. I love it.
Well,
Thank you, Mark.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Well, your listeners get it, and they get it in large part to you helping people understand where we've gone astray from our Constitution. Whenever we get too far away from our Constitution, things go haywire, and we are so far astray under Joe Biden and these policies that have us on a collision course with total destruction. So I appreciate all the work you do, because, there's people out there who are brainwashing the public with fake news and bogus stories and lies, and you always keep it on the straight and narrow and educate people. So thank you for what you do.
Well, it is my pleasure to endorse you. You're working hard. You really do want to help save this country, and you really want to represent the actual interests of the people in Arizona. And I find when you're somebody like that, whether you're Ronald Reagan or Donald Trump or somebody like you, the whole system is built to defeat you, to crush you, to devour you, to smear you, and so forth, because they're afraid that you actually will go to Washington, do what you say, and represent your constituents, right?
It's totally true. I mean, I always tell people when I'm out speaking around Arizona, whoever the media is attacking the hardest and the most with the most insane stories, that's who you want to get behind. That's usually a good indicator that they are fighting for you, because the media hates people who are outsiders, who are going to go to Washington, D.C. and not go over the apple cart. And because they like the corrupt system and they're part of it. And that's why they go after President Trump, relentlessly. They go after many of the true fighters. They constantly attack them because they know that the America First movement is coming to Washington, D.C. But I'm starting to notice a couple things. The media is upping their attacks. That tells you they really see what's coming. And I'm seeing in Washington, D.C., people who are a little more traditional Republicans are starting to come over and recognize that President Trump's coming back to D.C. with his America First policies, and they're starting to jump on board, and that's a good thing. But this next 8 months is going to be hard, difficult. I'm being, just like President Trump, they're weaponizing the courts here in Arizona. I'm being sued for defamation for speaking out about problems in our election. They want to render me penniless, and more importantly, they want to have attack pieces and attack me for the next 8 months while they try to get this radical Democrat elected. And I'm not going to let them do that. I'm going to fight every single day, and then we're going to win this and get to D.C. and turn this nightmare around.
I am familiar with this member now that you told me his name, and he is extreme left-wing. He really is part of the AOC crowd. If he's not formally, it doesn't much matter. He's what they call quote-unquote progressive. But what he is not is supportive of this country, supporter of our security, our national security on the border. How the hell can you represent any part of Arizona and not support strong security on the border? And how in the world can people vote for somebody like this, knowing full well that it's going to get very, very bad, much, much worse under a guy like this?
Oh, he's already gone on record saying he wants these people pouring over, all 9, 10, 12 million of them, to be voters. It's the end of our country if that happens. And the American people aren't for that. I don't even think the average Democrat is for that. But he is, and it's dangerous, and it will be the end of our country. I'm glad that you brought that up. They're not for him. But what will happen, Mark, is they'll come in here, they'll pour 100 and 150 million, all these IEs, independent expenditures. They'll pour a bunch of ads in, saying he's great, not talking about his radicalness, and they'll try to trick people, and we're not going to let that happen.
If you want to help Kari Lake, and I strongly encourage you to do it, it's KariLake.com, Kari Lake.com, America. We got to step up. We got to help her. God bless you, and all the best.
Thank you for the endorsement. Thank you so much.
You got it. Kari Lake, hopefully the next senator from Arizona.